Mikhail Kasyanov, Prime Minister of Russia from 2000 to 2004. He's become one of the leading democratic Russian critics of Putin. He now lives in Latvia, and he is regarded by the Kremlin as a foreign agent. Mr. Kasyanov, very nice to have you on the show. Can I start off by asking what your prediction is, or your feeling is, about Putin's real position when it comes to these so-called peace negotiations or ceasefire negotiations? Do you think he still intends to take the whole of Ukraine and use this as a stepping stone?
Yeah, of course, on this period of time, these days, Putin is not interested in getting in any agreement on ceasefire agreement. He's looking for, I would say, the peace agreement on his terms and conditions. It means he's dreaming that Ukraine would capitulate, and he playing a game and thinking that President Trump would play on his side because of the simple reason. It is evident for everyone that President Trump wants, as soon as possible, at any cost, ceasefire agreement. Putin wants comprehensive solution in his favor. He feels himself in this period of time quite strong because of state finance still in a good shape. I wouldn't say just there is a macroeconomic stability in Russia, but state finance just allowed him to finance this war of attrition, and he believes he will win this war.
That puts Western Europe in a very, very difficult position. Right at the moment, the debate is about whether Western, British, French and other troops should go into Ukraine after any ceasefire to try to bolster and guarantee Ukraine's future security. And the Kremlin has said, if you do that, you're putting yourselves in harm's way. We won't accept it. So there's an element of sort of menace and threat from Russia, and a certain amount of debate inside Europe about what to do next. From your position, and knowing what you know about President Putin, what would your advice be?
First, I'm quite satisfied to hear that out of today's talks, just a new name of the potential troops just appeared to be deterrent forces rather than peacekeepers. Secondly, I don't believe that upcoming months, 1 or 2 or 3 months, any ceasefire agreement would be reached. Because of simple reason, just there was a proposal for unconditional ceasefire, Putin rejected. There was a proposal for partial ceasefire on energy and infrastructure, Putin rejected. Now there was a proposal for partial ceasefire on the Black Sea. Again, terms and conditions which not implemented, just Putin is dreaming of lifting sanctions. Of course, it's not eatable for normal, I would say, politicians, for leaders. And I'm happy to hear today that Europeans are united in this. That's why just the major attitude should be just to continue support Ukraine, maybe on a larger scale. If United States decides not to spend money anymore, it means for Europe it's a difficult period of time to squeeze their budgets and to create a special fund to replace American support quietly, but relying on, of course, U.S. support in sharing intelligence information and other stuff.
And the rest of it, yes.
Necessary.
Yes, Mr. Kasyanov, can I ask, we just had the Foreign Minister of Finland on the programme, and there is a widespread perception in the Baltic states, in where you are, in Finland and indeed in Poland, that if President Putin is able to take Ukraine bit by bit in the year ahead, he will turn on other countries as well. In other words, that Ukraine does not mark the limit of his European ambitions. What's your impression?
Yeah, that's absolutely. The whole Europe is fighting right now, whether we like this to call this way or not. But Ukraine is defending European democracy. If Putin would be seen as a winner, and that will be another source of, let's say, just raising his legitimacy inside Russia, which he doesn't have. And then the next step will be, of course, to eat immediately Moldova, which is a small country that will take him 3 days to take it. And then if it's, again, no appropriate reaction on the West, as it was before, after annexation of Crimea, after invasion to Georgia, etc., if there is no appropriate reaction to stop Putin, that will be his desire to test Article 5 of NATO Charter. It means just hybrid attack or whatever could be for one or another Baltic state. That is absolutely serious concern and threat. That's what I'm sure just politicians, leaders in those countries just absolutely take us seriously, and that's why they're willing to participate in a coalition or willing.
Well, there is a very, very important, very sobering analysis.